How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about anything from sobriety, addiction, depression, anxiety, balance in life. How's everybody doing out there this Sunday? I haven't been live in a while. I apologize about that, but I'm going to try to get back in the habit of doing these things because I think a safe place like this that provides people a place to talk is very important in this day and age of therapy being so popular, but also still being a luxury to most people. So I feel like this is a sensible middle ground for people that want to have a place to talk about what they're traversing, but also, don't either have the means to an ends to go to therapy or, don't want to. I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a professional in the mental health field. I am just a guy that will listen. So, I just woke up, Desi. Thank you for pointing out that I look tired. But yeah, guys, how's everybody doing out there? What is everybody going through? What do you guys want to talk about? I'm here to listen. I'm here to chat. I'm looking at this cat that I just saved walking around my studio right now. I now have 2 stray cats that are like living with me. So that's fun. That's cool news. I think there's a lot of beneficial aspects to raising an animal. So now I have a dog and 2 cats. So I'm officially a cat dad loser. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. But how is everybody doing? Greg, I see you. Be True. Desi in the piece to be. How's everybody doing out there? What's up? Yeah. As far as stuff I've been going through, I'm sober still. It's going to be 7 years in July. And had an interesting experience last night. I was at dinner with some folks, and they're all drinking, and one of my friends ordered a espresso martini, and then I asked for just an espresso, and the waiter brings out 2 drinks in martini glasses, and one is supposed to be just an espresso, one is supposed to be an espresso martini. So there was a point where I was about to drink what I thought was just coffee, but then a couple people were like, but that's in a martini glass. Are you sure it's just coffee? And there was like literally a second where I didn't even think about it. And so I was really close last night to relapsing. No, I'm kidding. I don't really like, if I would accidentally have a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't crucify myself. I definitely don't like abide by super strict rules like that. But I wouldn't lie. It would probably disappoint me, to be honest with you, if I accidentally drank alcohol. Yo, what's good? I'm a victim of the Eaton Canyon fires, and it's just been really hard trying to stay optimistic as possible. Travis, so where I do visual effects is in Pasadena, and I would go to the the 24-hour fitness in Altadena. I used to go there every day, and I'm pretty sure it burnt down. So I know just how affected Altadena was by the fires. How are you affected? Like, are you okay physically? Is your family all right? Was your home affected? You want to talk about it? What you're going through, what you're traversing? Been trying to stay occupied to dodge the void of loneliness. Sems, that's very good. That's what everybody does. Everybody does that, so I understand it very much. I think most people would probably get that. Trying to do stuff that's positive. I mean, that's why a lot of people turn to like vices. The uncomfortability of life is like hard to sit with. Whether that's like not just loneliness, but loneliness is a really big one. There's some quote that I really love about loneliness. Let me read it to you. It's this book that I love called A Therapeutic Journey. And it's from, if you guys know the YouTube channel School of Life, it's by the guy that basically started that. Where is it? I used to write down quotes from books all the time, and I got out of the habit, unfortunately. But I really do love this book. Man, where the hell is that quote? The heck, bro? Man, what the hell? It's just like gone. That's crazy. Oh, here we go. Um. So. Okay, it isn't as possible that we are as alone as we currently feel. Biology doesn't produce complete one-offs. There are fellow creatures among the 7 billion of our species. They are there, but we have all lost confidence in our right to find them. We feel isolated not because we are, but because we are unwell. We should dare to believe that a fellow disappointed soul is right now sitting next to us on a bench, waiting for us to make a sign. I love that quote. It actually kind of like makes me tear up. That last thing, I like love that aspect of like everybody is lonely. There's also another quote I love about loneliness being the most universal emotion felt. So ironically, loneliness is the most connecting emotion we have. And I love that. But what have you been going through, man, to make you feel so lonely? Like, what's going on in your life? Also, Travis, I saw that you said you lost everything. What is your family doing in that instance? Like, I've been very curious how everybody is traversing that. I've met a couple people that have lost their home. I haven't met anybody in Altadena that has lost anything. So all good's gone. We're figuring out the insurance stuff. I just keep reminding myself that we have to keep moving forward. Yeah, my heart goes out to you, man. That's extremely difficult. Well, you know, dude, I live close to you. If you need anything, just hit me up, dude. If you want to hang out, you want to go work out, you want to take a walk, I'm open, dude. I'm here. Uncle Nini, what's up, bro? Wallflower, good to see you. Damn, man, that's tough. The only thing we can do is take it one day at a time. I agree with that. Chris, how's it going? Just stopping on my lunch break. Brad, good to see you in here, bro. Really good to see you. How's life, dude? Loneliness is the strongest emotion. It could definitely feels that way. That's for sure. Is the scourge on humanity. Just make common sense. Some people's senses ain't all that common, unfortunately. That's true, Chris. That's really true. Yeah, loneliness is a really difficult emotion to sit with because, I mean, it feels so like just crushing when you're in it. It feels so like the heaviest blanket you can ever feel. But there is some debilitation to just letting that emotion consume you. But also, I think there's a lot of merit in letting that emotion be felt and knowing that emotions are transient and they're like bad visitors. Not bad visitors, excuse me. They are visitors. They're guests in the house, so they're not permanent, and they will eventually move out. I might take you up on that gym offer one day. Yeah, Travis, dude. I literally work in Pasadena every day. If you ever want to go to like 24-hour, got a buddy pass, let's go work out, man. Let's go do something. Just feeling like it's harder for me to connect with others, seeing other people make it look so easy. Yeah, dude, I completely relate. Connection is insanely hard. Connection as an adult too is really hard, where you're not consistently thrust into situations where you have to be together and you're more or less all at, like when you're younger, you guys are all more or less at the same stage of life. But as you get older, you guys all, everybody chooses different paths. And, you know, whether that's they got married, they have a family already, they're not married, they're single, they're going after a career, they're starting a family. We all like spider web off into like our own stages and paths of life. So it is hard to connect with people as you get older. It's not easy, dude. It's not easy at all. I mean, I'll tell you, it's not easy. I don't have like any close friends, dude. I could count maybe on one hand like the close friends I have, and it's probably even a couple fingers, to be honest with you. You know, like Ben was like my best friend. He passed away like a couple years ago, and you know, I've lost like a lot of relationships, you know, that were like really important to me, and I felt like they were like super pivotal people in my life, and trying to reconnect with new people is insanely challenging, dude. It's really hard. So it's not easy. I'll tell you that I struggle with it a lot, dude. I struggle with it immensely. And there are points where it is consuming, and I feel like yeah, maybe I'll just be like this way forever. It also doesn't help. I don't know if you're like an introvert or an extrovert, but I am an introvert, and I do enjoy time alone. So I'm completely happy being with myself, but there are times, of course, that I yearn for like a deep connection, an intimate connection, like a relationship. And it's hard. It's super hard to get, super hard to manifest. I was alone and lonely for a long time. I felt like that, but I asked to change for me. Every word has two different meanings. That's true. Yeah, it's all about perspective and belief and faith, right? Because you can be, it's kind of a corny quote, but at any point in time, there is good and bad to focus on in your life, and it's really all about how you shift your focus. Like what you carry inside you will color your world. So if you're harboring deep-seated negative self-talk, like I don't deserve connection, I'm not worthy of love, which is stuff that I'm very guilty of harboring inside, that will become your reality. Like that will become the truth, even if it's not really the truth. So when you feel these emotions like loneliness, you need to feel them, because that will help them pass through you quicker. When you're holding on to them or like, numbing them out with something else, it's really going to prolong those things. Like I look at myself, I was going through like a bunch of footage of Ben from like 7 years ago, like just kind of like, I want to make a new video about him. And I was looking at myself and just how much I don't relate to that version of me at all anymore. I don't find a lot of commonality with that person. I was drinking a lot. I had a relationship that was tarnished by me being like massively unfaithful and like causing my partner horrible trauma. And I was just burning everything around me and myself to the ground. And I looked so much different then too. I was like fucking fat. And like my hair was all fucked up, and I wore like tank tops all the time, even though I like was not. I don't know. It's just crazy. I look so much different. How I talk is different too. My perspective, I remember, on the world back then was so much different, and how I acted, and I don't relate to that person at all anymore. And literally that was because I wasn't really working on myself. I wasn't doing the hard work of, realizing that I didn't love who I was. And that's because I'm not feeling emotions. I was literally numbing them out. I was drinking a lot. I was, being unfaithful. I was like literally chasing any stimulus that would like quickly make me escape from the fact that I didn't love who I was. And that manifested itself in me like ultimately hurting people around me very deeply and myself. So I think there is such an importance to feeling the emotions that you need to feel, even if they are uncomfortable, because emotions won't kill you and emotions are not forever. They'll make you stronger by feeling them. Trust me. There's a lot of good stuff that comes out of just feeling what you're supposed to feel. Trickbot, my father passed away last month. My brother tried to throw me down the stairs, so I started swinging on him. The cops came, and I had to go to jail for domestic abuse, doing a probation that is wiping my record clean. Doing therapy is changing my life right now. It's actually nice. Trickbot, I'm sorry to hear about your father. That's really, really challenging to go through, losing a parent, and then also having a dispute with your family. How is therapy helping you? I can relate to that. Therapy changed my life a lot, but also therapy is a tool, and you get out of it what you put into it. So therapy for like the first like year, I wasn't really like taking it serious. I was just kind of going through the motions. I did get out of a lot of addictive patterns going to it that first year, but I feel like therapy now I have such a different approach to it. And I'm sure in the next 5 years, I'll have a major different change and approach to it. It's just a tool. It's like mental hygiene. If you can afford it and you can go, I think it is a great, great, great tool. But if you can't, I think that it's wonderful to do stuff that's good to yourself is affordable. Like meditation is a great one. You can find like little 5-minute meditations on YouTube and just do those. Trust me, they're like very effective. I literally cry every time I meditate. So there's some release there that's needed inside of me that meditation provides for free. Being active is a really good one too. You don't need to be a gym rat douchebag like myself, but you can take walks. You can, play a sport if you're into that. You can find like group fitness stuff. Like a lot of cities have like group hikes, and that's a way to connect with people too. There's a lot of things like that aren't exactly therapy, but are therapeutic. And stuff like that is different than running away from your emotions and like drinking and like numbing them out, not feeling them, because working out and meditation is all a form of bringing you to the present moment. And those other things are ways in utilizing other substances and outside validation to push you away from the current moment. Doing group meditation next week. Hell yeah, man. You're doing great. I was his caregiver, abusing drugs on the side to spite him, never feeling like I love myself. Therapy is letting me forgive my own actions. That's good, TrickBot, because I think you'll learn that a lot of the dispositions you have and a lot of the challenges you're facing actually is more so to do with like childhood issues, childhood wounds, and you were just doing the best you could with what you have at the time, man. Like, of course you can be remorseful of actions that happened that nowadays you wouldn't do, but it does nobody any good to live in shame of things you've done. Like, literally, it does absolutely no good to anybody involved, especially to yourself. So you should be able to forgive yourself. Somebody's just sent the cops to my house saying I was beating my kids the other day. My daughter and I were laughing in the backyard. That's crazy. Your neighbors are insane, Desi. That's really wild. When the cops got here, my oldest and I were having a discussion, and they said it sounded like we were arguing. My son was like, nah, we're just chatting. Man, that's wild. Do you live like in like a really nice area? Like, why would they do that if you're just arguing? The chat, happy Ramadan from Kenya. RYD, the goats. Corshell, appreciate that. Might be out there sometime this year, so tap in with me. When I was doing Amazon delivery, driving the entire time, lost my job due to arrest, I was extremely physically fit. Yeah, word. Hell yeah, that's great. My neighbors are totally insane. Yeah, it sounds like it. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. That's really wild. When I live in a house now, but when I used to live in an apartment, when I was like got out of my last relationship, I moved out of my ex's house, moved into a 1-bedroom apartment that me and Ben lived in together. 1 bedroom. And it was like the battle rap trap house, man. We like literally just like everything in the house was made to film battles and like content, as much as I hate that word. And we'd have people sleeping on the floor. We would have live productions, concerts in the house. We filmed battles in the house. We filmed battles on my roof. My neighbors and my landlord hated me. They absolutely hated me. I don't think we got the cops called on us ever, but my neighbors definitely would not be down with me having a bunch of people over consistently, and like our entire hallway smelling like piff. Psychotic addicts, damn. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your neighbors are rough, dude. I mean, I know how that feels. I used to live in West LA, which is a very, very white part of Los Angeles, and also a very big part of Los Angeles that people are just transients in. So it's people that are like not really used to a big metropolitan city. And I live in Van Nuys now, where it's like not white, and people are just generally more chill. and also more friendly, and just don't get in your business too. You know, it's like I live next to a big ass family with like chickens, roosters, peacocks, and when their children are in the backyard playing ball, they literally kick balls into my yard all the time, and I just leave my doors unlocked, and they literally just come through my backyard and will grab the ball they kicked over, and it's like chill. It's not weird or anything. So I don't know. There's something about living in this part of town that's like so much better for me. Excuse me. Do you still spin the wheel for watch battles? Well, that's so funny you asked. It's literally right here if I could grab it. Boom. I do spin the wheel. We were going to spin the wheel last week, but we ended up watching Iron Solomon versus Daylight, but we do spin the wheel still. I know there's ketchup and mustard, but have you ever thought of doing an animated rap battle? I haven't, because Rap Off is the best. I would never be able to compete with them, honestly. Like, Rap Off has the best writing by far. Out of any like battle rap, like caricature, satire, or like sketch comedy, battle rap is the best because it's real battles. It's actual real battles. And the animation is so fire, and the approach is so fire, and like those are big productions. Like the Rap Off cartoons cost a lot of money to make. They cost, I think you guys would be surprised, they cost like 50 to 100K to make one of those. Animation is super expensive, so I cannot compete with that. So I'm just a fan, Man, being a serious lifetime rap battle fan, this interaction is cherished. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for saying that. That's where I'm from. Was there right after Nova passed, and it breaks my heart seeing the way things have gotten. Wallflower, what do you owe London? You're talking about London. That's where Desi's from. Yeah. Well, best writing, me best filming. That's funny. That's hilarious. Maybe one day. Takes a village. It does for sure. But yeah, I think, loneliness is a hard emotion, man. It's a rough one. It's a super, super rough one. But I'm happy, Trickbot, that you're in therapy, bro. That's really good. That's super good. Yeah. But what's everybody else going through? We got some time. What are we at right now? I don't even know. Oh, 25 minutes. Word. Yeah. There's another great quote. Any more battles from the GOAT Dot? Oh no, not. I don't think so. Maybe there is. Maybe there is some Dot battles that I'm not familiar with. But not that I'm aware of. Things are moving forward to my brain for once. I feel like I can connect with myself and start making things happen again in my life. Great. Self-connection. That's huge, man. That's super big. That's amazing. Good for you, dude. Into my boots and brick outside. Midwest checking in. I'm in between Milwaukee and Chicago. Currently rebuilding my empire post-divorce. Your watches are the biz. Thanks, Thunda. Congrats on the path towards growth, man. That's huge. I know divorces are really challenging. I mean, relationships ending are very challenging. Still to this day, I have dreams about my ex. I had a dream about my ex last night. It's never easy, dude. It always really fucks me up. And I spend like the morning it's rough. It's super rough, but it just shows that you can feel feelings, right? I don't know. I guess it just sucks, but whatever. My rugby team just finished playing for this weekend. Saw you online and had to drop everything and show some love to my boy Brett. Appreciate you, man. How'd your game go? How was the game? Dot versus Bill Collector is a really good battle. Yeah, I did love that. That's fire. NW360, are you excited for Chilla Jones card, and what battles are you looking forward to? Yeah, I'm very excited. A-Ward and Twerk is probably the battle I'm most looking forward to be honest. I think that will be the most competitive. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. There's a lot of battles on the card. I mean, Ilmac and Real Sick, of course. And then just to go down from there, like Daylight, Rum, Hollow, and Jazz. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. That was months ago. Glad those are over. That's yeah, for sure. Oh, we won. Hell yeah. Casey Junior Blues. Let's go. 39-12. Damn, you killed him. What up? When in rugby, like when you get, and excuse me for my ignorance, when you get like a goal, is it called a goal or like a touchdown? What is the point system? Is it 7? Like what do you get when you score in rugby? Avo, was shocked when you mentioned taking salsa lessons. Lil Sasson, who used to go to RBA events, her dad is a salsa dancing goat, in case you didn't know. ACP, man, that makes a lot of sense, Little Sasson. Because I could tell she can salsa. Like, I can totally tell by her, like, style. That's crazy to know that. Yeah, I've been taking salsa lessons for, like, 7 months now. I was actually supposed to go out dancing last night, but me and a bunch of friends went to dinner, and then we just went home. But, yeah, dude, I've been doing it for 7 months. It's really, really hard. It is so far outside my comfort zone. Dancing is not in my like skill set at all. I'm like a gym rat dude. And also I'm fucking white, so it's like my rhythm is the most honky tonk shit ever. But it is. I will say this: it's so good to do something that's really, really outside your comfort zone and consistently puts you in a like a sort of level of uncomfortability. I've learned so much doing salsa that has nothing to do with dance. Like, nothing to do with dance. So much about myself. It unearthed so many insecurities I had within myself that I was probably just afraid to, like, face. There's so much in, like, gender dynamics, learning about people, learning about how I learning about, like, being comfortable not being good at something consistently. Because we all, I think, at least for me, I can only speak for myself, I'm like very comfortable doing things that I'm really good at. You know, like filming battles, film, the gym. Like my day-to-day, I'm doing stuff that I'm like talented at, or at least has been doing for long enough that people think I'm good at. And there's something about learning a new skill that you're truthfully new at and that you're not good at, and that's challenging. Like learning a new language would be a good comparison, but it's done so much for me, and it's not easy, dude. Every single time I like go to practice, because I go to 2 different schools now, and one of the schools is a little bit more challenging. Yeah, I do get like some anxiety, to be honest with you, when I like go. And it's not ever easy, and I can't really say it's fun. It is fun, but there are times that it's not fun, and it's just about going through the uncomfortability of not being good. And there's something to that, especially with myself, and I'm so critical in my self-judgment of myself, and I judge myself so harshly that being not the best at something or not super talented at something really goes far. It goes super far. Anything can feed your mind, for sure, man. For sure. Instead of 6 beers, have 3. Yeah, I mean, that's a good approach for sure, Desi, to slow down. I had the same experience learning how to play the djembe and the dunumba. Sorry, I'm probably butchering the pronunciations of those. But yeah, learning a new instrument is also a new thing. I was learning piano for a while. It's definitely a way to learn connection on a totally different level, learning to pay that much attention to how your energy interacts with somebody else's. 100%, man. 100%. And when you dance, you're not dancing for yourself. A lot of the things I do are very like self-indulgent, like this. I guess this is like a way of connecting, but like fitness is all about you. It's all about yourself. You're not like participating with another person unless you're training with somebody, but still, it's still very much like insular. And dancing is for you, kind of, but it's also for the other person. You have to like literally take the other person into account so much. Make sure they are having fun, or try to make sure that they're enjoying themselves. So, very true. What led you into your niche? Thunda. Are you talking about battle rap? Filming rap battles. Line dancing was fun to learn too. Yeah, a lot of people have actually been trying to learn line dancing that I know. Yes, it's called beginner's hell. Very true, man. I'll probably be in beginner's hell with salsa for a long time. And there are times, dude, I want to quit so much. Every time I complete a class, I'm like, maybe, like, why am I still doing this? Like, I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even know if I think salsa's cool or not. When I see, like, Reed Dalla's rap, I'm like, that's cool. That's dope. I think everything about that is tight. When I go to salsa, I'm like, is this cool? I'm like, I don't know. Is this dope? It's like fun and like it makes me uncomfortable, but I'm like, is this cool? Not really sure still, Dancing is for the moment. Very true, very true. Corshell, are you talking about quitting drinking? Sorry, I gotta scroll up. What's the first step for someone to take if they're having a hard time quitting an addiction? I think that in itself is a great first step. Calling out that you have an addiction is a great first step, period. Like, I have an addictive personality. I get addicted to things, and I'm addicted to love, sex, fucking alcohol, like, you name it. If I will try it, I'll probably get addicted. I go to the gym every day, every single day, so I'm probably addicted to the gym too, which is not a bad thing to be. But I think just calling out that this thing you're doing is like strictly for the reason to escape the uncomfortability of your life, and you're doing it often, and you're doing it a lot, and you can't not do it when things are uncomfortable. If like something bad happens, you're like, fuck, I gotta like smoke weed right now to like calm myself down, or I have to smoke a cigarette, or I have to go drink a beer, or I have to go get wasted. If you're consistently getting wasted too, that I think that's just not good. Like on a consistent basis, because alcohol, we're calling a spade. Alcohol is not good for you, man. Alcohol is fucking straight up poison. And I was watching some like documentary about drugs, and alcohol is like the worst drug. It has the biggest and worst side effects to your body. Yeah, it's like not a good thing to be consistently indulging in. That would be like if you ate McDonald's a lot, or ate something unhealthy a lot, and you ate a lot of it consistently. It's not the best thing for your body or your mind to do. I stopped drinking 10 years ago. I get drink off coffee now. Chris, that's just like me, man. I'm a coffee whore. Salsa battles. One of my friends, Jeff, who used to film battle rap, is actually like super good at salsa. Grown man hips is something you got to deal with. Okay. Don't think about it. Salsa is one. Anya, I really have to relax into. The more comfortable you get at it, the being uncomfortable, the easier, more fun it gets. That's very true. That's probably true with everything, right? About just being comfortable with the uncomfortable. Bad coping mechanisms, sometimes it's ingrained in your DNA through epigenetics. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think alcoholism probably is genetic to a point. I mean, I can totally understand that. If Ilmac wants to cast you as a rapping avocado for a battle cartoon, would you rap? And who would your opponent be, food or performer? I mean, yeah, if Ilmac wanted me to help him out with that, for sure. Would I enjoy that? Probably not. When I meet people and I tell them that I film rap battles, everybody's first question is always, well, do you rap yourself? And I'm always like, hell no. Last thing the world needs is me rapping. Trust me. What's the latest battle card you watched? Would you say that you want to rewatch? Card? Probably the one that happened yesterday, right? No cut. Didn't that happen yesterday? Or is that today? Is that today? The no cut card with like Twerk Rex, everybody on it? Because I really wanted to see that card. Hopefully I didn't miss it. Take one day at a time, make the best of it, stay smart, and think ahead. It's just time to move on. Yep. That's good advice right there. He's a filmmaker, director. Alcohol is so bad that prohibition almost caused an uprising. It's very true. It's so addictive. Yeah. And the prohibition era is just insane too, that we even like that happened. That's just so crazy, because like we literally could not drink in a moderate way. It's like people were like beating up their partners, like getting drunk and like not going to work. Care to comment on the bad news situation? Honestly, it's not my room to comment on it. And as far as I know, Bad News has always been a fucking really cool person to me. And I really like Bad News a lot as a person and as a battle rapper. And me not being from the streets and not being from that background means I like really have no business commenting on that in general. And yeah. It's just not my place to make any comments on it. So, but yeah. I feel what everybody's going through, man. I feel it's rough, and like I think to round it back to the comment about like stopping an addiction, the way that I stopped drinking is very unorthodox because I literally just quit. But it's not like I just like woke up one day and I'm like, damn, I have a problem. I'm hurting myself and I'm hurting my partner and I'm being a piece of shit and might lose my job. And because it's like I was drinking so much and it was so bad and it was really bad. I was going to work drunk. I was drinking in the middle of the day. Like me and like coworkers would go out to lunch and I would get like 2 margaritas at lunch and I would come back to work like fucked up, like almost drunk. And then I would drink at work, you know, with like my coworkers, go out afterwards. I would go to battle rap events fucking drunk. Like I would drink during battle rap events where I'm like getting paid to do a job. Like I'm getting paid to do a job good and I'm getting wasted and messing up because I'm drunk. Drinking became a big part of my identity. And it was something that I thought I never would quit. Honestly, like one time I was having like a talk with a coworker and he was like, you know, I'd be good if I never drank alcohol ever again in my life. And I remember looking at him like he was insane. I was like, that is the craziest thing I've heard anybody say. You'd be okay with never drinking alcohol? How could you say that? And now I can say that. Now I can say I'm probably never going to drink again. It's like so foreign to me. I've like paved over that neurological roadway that goes from uncomfortability to not being uncomfortable by drinking. That's gone. So now it's just me. When I feel uncomfortable, I just feel uncomfortable for a little bit and it passes and it's not a big deal, to where I used to just go to drinking and this uncomfortability fucking grew into this like monster. So I was pushed really far, man. I pushed myself and people around me and people I really fucking care about that aren't in my life anymore. Like I pushed them to the edge because of myself and my actions that I chose. So it wasn't like I chose to quit drinking on my own volition and just being a fucking great guy. I like quit drinking because I was burning myself and everybody around me to the ground. And it was on a really, really bad path. And I lost somebody really, really important to me. And I hit rock bottom, man. I hit rock bottom and I was just like, I don't like who I am. I like looked at myself. I'm like, just like, this is who I am. I went live here. Like the last day I drank, I was live on this channel with No Can Do. And we were hanging out all day. We like shot a music video and I'm like, oh, let's go live. And we were both kind of turned. I was obviously like way more drunk than him because he has self-control. And I remember waking up the next day and just looking at the live and I was just like wearing a tank top that was like gross looking on my body. And I just didn't care about anything. And I was like, I had just broken up with my ex and I was so fucking drunk and slurring my words. And I was like, I do not like who I am. I don't like the path I'm leading and I don't like this. Let's change this. And so I kind of just threw out a ridiculous thing. I was like, I've quit drinking before for like 90 days. I'm like, I'm going to quit for a year. I'm gonna quit right now for a year. And dude, like stopping for like a month was nuts. And I like literally after a month or even after a couple weeks, I started to lose weight like really fast because consuming that much fucking poison just like bloats you. When you look at people's faces that drink a lot, they're all swollen, like puffy. And I looked like that. And like I lost a ton of weight. I felt better every single day. I didn't wake up with hangovers ever. I didn't have like the alcohol jitters. And all the benefits of it, of not drinking, came like rushing to me. And I leaned into therapy. It was wonderful, man. It was really wonderful. I saw the benefits of not drinking like immediately. And I know that a lot of people aren't like that because everybody's path is different. Everybody's relationship to alcohol is different. So I'm not saying it should be that easy for everybody. And I'm lucky that it's not very challenging for me to have quit that. Other things are a lot more difficult to have a relationship with, but alcohol was kind of easy for me to like end. And yeah, so that was kind of like the way I did it. I know not everybody is the same, and I know that other people, you might need to go to rehab if you drink a lot, because quitting alcohol actually is pretty dangerous, or go to AA. AA kind of never resonated with me, to be honest with you, but I know that a lot of people get a lot out of it, so I'll never diss AA. Like Lush was in AA for a while back when he was sober. But there are ways to do it in whatever way you can, man. If like you don't want to go to AA and you think you can quit by yourself, try. All you got to do is try, man. All you got to do is keep trying too. If like you slip up, like last night, if I like slipped up and like drank that drink that somebody made and it had alcohol in it, I wouldn't be like, oh fuck, oh my god, that's 7 years down the toilet. Oh, I'm the worst person ever. I would just be like, okay, I'm not gonna keep drinking. Obviously, I just accidentally had a sip of alcohol. Yeah, I literally don't think I'm probably gonna drink ever again, and that's something that I never thought I would say ever. Alcohol was the hardest for me to quit. Took me a couple years because it was legal. That makes a lot of sense. It's accessible, and it's like, and society doesn't demonize alcohol. It actually, if anything, it encourages like alcohol abuse. Like, to be honest, like, have some drinks. Appreciate that, Mikey. So it led you into your niche, the culture as a whole. No. Hip hop, I've always been into. I've always liked hip hop. I got into hip hop like really, really young. Like in the 6th grade, I like started listening to Wu-Tang. And then I started, listening to a lot of like East Coast hip hop, like Mobb Deep, Capone and Noriega. And then that led me deeper into like underground rap. I got super into like backpacker rap growing up. And then in 1998, I saw like a BET battle with RZA and Moon. You guys know Moon, you guys know RZA. And then I didn't really know what battle rap was. And I was like, oh, they're like fighting right now. It's cool. It's like combative. And then I like found out what Scribble Jam was, and I just got hooked, man. I got hooked, and I was like a super fan. I was a super fan of battle rap. So that's what got me into it. Staying busy and away from situations where you would naturally have had a drink before helps. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, taking yourself out of situations that like you will want to have alcohol in, or you want to abuse, whatever you're trying to get rid of, honestly. And Desi's right, like it does take time, and you got to be kind to yourself through trying to heal from any addiction and giving yourself grace, because it's I mean, they say in AA that like relapsing is part of the process, and I think what they're mainly saying is that mistakes happen. Mistakes happen when you're learning something. You, like me learning salsa, like look at it like that. Like trying to get sober is like me learning salsa. I didn't just walk into class and become fucking dope right away. I've been doing it 7 months and I still suck. So it's like you got to give yourself some grace, and anything takes time. So getting sober especially takes time. I'd have had alternatives to deal with my constant baseline of anxiety before I was able to fully let go of my unhealthy relationship with cannabis. Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. It's really about like the inner issues that we're going through. It's not just about like, hey, I like alcohol a lot. I like sex a lot. I like weed a lot. It's like, but why do you like those things? Why do you do them in such crazy situations? Why do you do it to such an extensive amount? Why is your relationship with it unhealthy, frankly, Did I say something wrong or offensive for my comments to be rude? I don't know. Sorry, I didn't see what you said. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who removed your comments. Just say it again. It's fine. We can talk about anything in here. Trust me, you won't like offend me as long as you're not being mean to anybody else in the chat. You can be mean to me though. I'm fine with it. Matthew Jenkins, Hitman doesn't drink or smoke. Yeah, Hitman's sober as fuck, dude. It's really cool. When we were filming Bags and Bodies, he was like talking about that. He's like, you guys like, because battle rappers smoke so much weed, and like as soon as they get to a spot, they're just like, where's the weed? And he was like, I remember specifically, he's like, you guys are like crack addicts with weed. Like you can't not do anything unless you smoke or drink. And I remember he was like, I don't know anything about that. I don't smoke or drink. Hitman's a fucking pro, dude. He's like a pro battle rapper. Like working with him is always a pleasure, and seeing how much he takes his craft seriously, it's like no wonder why he's like the best in the world at what he does, and by far the most popular. So what is poppin'? The bottles I don't drink. He said against Arsenal years ago. He did, yeah. It's a look at our son now. Just alcoholism is a motherfucker, especially when it's inherited. Very true. If it's genetically inherited, it's super, super tough to get through. That's why he's getting paid. Facts. Hitman should be paid. Nobody moves the culture like he does, man. Like, he literally will fucking push the needle every single time he touches the stage in a way that nobody can. Like, him and Geechee was so big. Such a big battle. I haven't felt that kind of energy in battle rap in a while, where they're both, like, betting 100K. It's crazy. It literally does make you feel like battle rap is what it could be. It's, like, huge. Salute to him, man. Many hate the things they're addicted to. I used to envy them until the drugs I did went to ish. Was crazy easy to quit after that. That makes a lot of sense. I had to quit alcohol cold turkey. It was a few times being blackout drunk in public, and it was just embarrassing. Matthew Jenkins, congrats on being sober, man. I definitely relate to that. I mean, a lot of the reasons why I quit were like out of like deep shame. The stuff I was doing. Avo, speaking of smoking and drinking, how was it holding things down when you did Bags and Bodies? I did the whole TV DB entry for the series. Jin cooking dishes, complaints, house changes seemed wild. Shooter G. It was good. Bags and Bodies was a wonderful experience. I'm really grateful for Coaster Rain and Hitman for even hiring me and my friends for that project. I mean, like, as you guys know, Ben passed away 2 years ago, and being able to spend so much time with him, and like especially on that project where we were shooting for a month in Atlanta every single day, was like, it was like a dream, dude. It was like so cool to do that. Like, that's like, imagine shooting content and like a subject matter that you really care about, and then being around like your best friends that also give a fuck about it. You know, like Ben was always like a ride or die guy for me, man. He was just with it. He like loved battle rap. It reminded us of like growing up and skateboarding together. And yeah, he was always just down. And I'm so grateful for Bags and Bodies for giving me that opportunity to spend time with my friends in that nature. NW, I'm so proud of you for getting sober. Same here, man. Same here. I'm super proud of you, dude. Congrats. I'm a recovering drug addict, and October 25th, 2025, we will celebrate 7 years clean and sober, and I was addicted to needles for heroin and meth. NW, congrats, man. How did you get sober, dude? Because 7 years is enormous, especially for the substances you were using. Are you in groups? What's your path look like? Battle rap filming is a niche style you guys have developed. Can it translate to concerts? I don't know, man. I don't really know if battle rap, the way we film battle rap, I mean, dude, I'm not like, I know a lot about battle rap. So it's like I can predict things, like when things are happening in a battle, and I know who's who. If like I can tell somebody's going to be referenced in the crowd, I can like be prepared to like zoom in on them. If like I know what type of style people like rap, I can like predict their movements. I think that is one of the greatest strengths I have when filming. So I don't see how that would transfer to other mediums, to be honest with you. Coming up 6 years of sobriety. Lucho, congrats, dog. I remember when you were just at like 1. Dude, that's huge. Happy to see the Ruin an Hour fam still going strong. Appreciate that, man. Glad everybody's in here. Danny Miles gave you a shout out in the battle with Diz. Hell yeah, I love that battle. Battle rap truly is unique. Yeah, it is, for sure. Thunder Ben passed away in a car accident. Yeah, he still has like a memorial up in our hometown of Castle Rock. It's pretty sick to go to. It's awesome that people did that. Losing connections like that leave you feeling crazy lost, feeling that now Nova and I hadn't been apart in 12 years, and now it's like a piece of me is missing. Yeah, I totally understand that, man. I totally understand that. For me, it's like I don't really even think it's real with Ben. It just feels like he's like on vacation. And I remember my ex saying that about her dad, because her dad passed away, and she would say it doesn't feel real. It just feels like he's not here, like in town. And that's how it feels with Ben. It's like I still feel him. And that's kind of like I still feel the energy of a lot of people that aren't in my life, and it's weird because I still feel like connected to them, but they're not around, and maybe I'll never see them again. But energy is real weird like that. Yeah, Matthew Jenkins, Castle Rock, Colorado. That's where me and Ben grew up. What got me was Child Protection Services taking my firstborn son, and I made a decision to not allow my son to be in the system, especially being from a reservation makes it harder to get kids back. Damn, respect for that, man. That's huge. I mean, I'm really sorry you went through that, and that's got to be really difficult to go through, but you got to be super proud of yourself. You got to be super proud of yourself for like what you have done. And the steps you've taken for not only yourself but your family. That's huge, man. You stepped up to the fucking plate when it needed to happen. So congrats on that. Your concept of them exists in your mind, so it lives beyond their physical. That's true. And D20, that's really true. That's very true. I still find myself standing in the window waiting for her to be ready to come back in. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Trust me. I know. This cat is going nuts. Do you want to say hi to the people? Do you want to say hi? She doesn't. I used to work about 25 minutes from Castle Rock. I was in Littleton. Yeah, I know Littleton, man. I grew up skateboarding, so I know like all the towns around Colorado. Yeah. NW, do you have your child back now? How's that going? My parents have moved away to the unknown, but I talk to them spiritually every day with the grace of being good on deeds, facts. That's amazing. That's amazing, Chris. Thank you, Avo. Talking about it also helps so it doesn't bottle up. Facts, dude. I mean, I think voicing what you're going through is immensely beneficial and healing to talk with somebody where it's safe. It's hard to hold capacity for other people, and I know especially nowadays, it's like vulnerability is getting more popular, to be honest with you, but like especially amongst men, it is like so hard to be vulnerable with each other. And yeah, it's good to be vulnerable, to talk about what you've gone through. It's very healing. AA didn't work for me. ICU and near death made me turn my heart from alcohol. Well, I'm glad you're sober. I'm glad you're not drinking, man. That's really, really good. I'm the same way. AA doesn't really resonate with me, and I've tried to go because I know that it's like such an impactful program, and it never really did, to be honest with you. Nothing bad about it. I don't want to like paint it as it's a bad thing. Just, everybody's different, and our relationship to alcohol also is very different too. And like, while it's easy for me to quit cold turkey, I'm not going to be like apply that to everybody and be like everybody should be able to do this. It's not like fucking running or like doing something physical. It's literally different for everybody because it's a chemical relationship, and your relationship to it is based upon like life experiences and so much more than just doing it. I know this might sound crazy, but when I dream, I can hear my grandparents talking to me when I see them. Oftentimes, I wake up forgetting they're not here. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, Matthew, I I dream about people that are not in my life so much, and every single time I do it, I do feel like it was kind of a real thing. And dreaming's crazy too. I was reading a book on dreams that was super good. Let me see if I still got some notes for it. But it's a really, really good book. Man, Inner Work: Using Dreams and Imagination for Personal Growth. Maybe I'll just read one thing. Let's see. There's like something about like unconscious is like a so when we're dreaming, it's like the way of the unconscious realizing itself, and like the way that this book describes the conscious versus the unconscious is that the conscious aspect of us is like a cork floating in an ocean. The cork is the conscious, and the ocean is the unconscious. That's how much of us is unconscious, and the subconscious is what makes up our dreams. It's highly interesting stuff. I really love this book. It's called Inner Work: Using Dreams and Imagination for Personal Growth. To get a true sense of who we are, become more complete and integral human beings, we must go to the unconscious and set up communication with it. Much of ourselves and many determinants of our character are contained in the unconscious. It is only by approaching it that we have a chance to become conscious, complete, whole human beings. Carl Jung has shown that by approaching the unconscious and learning its symbiotic language, or symbolic, language, we live rich and fuller lives. We begin to live in partnership with the unconscious rather than at its mercy or in constant warfare with it. I think that's really important because addiction probably stems from that. A lot of addiction probably stems from the unconscious. Yes, ever since I graduated treatment, my kids have been here since then. That's amazing. That's incredible, dude. You got to feel amazing about that. Are you locked in with the skate scene the way you are with battle rap? Yeah, I totally am. There's a lot of skate videos I watch online, and I'll leave comments on, and people are like, "Avo, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I'm a skate rat, dude. Still, I still love skateboarding. I watch skate videos every fucking day, man." Alan Watts is another good one. Alan Watts is pretty dope. I never really got into him, but I've like watched a couple videos on him. He seems amazing. I wish I was more into Carl Jung. I have the Red book, but I haven't read it. Haha, double meaning. But yeah, I need to read that book. He has some really good quotes. Hell yeah, Matthew. Yeah, peep that book. It's called Inner Work: Using Dreams and Inner Work: Using Dreams and Imagination for Personal Growth. All right, guys, it's been an hour. Cat, come up here. I'm trying to get my cat to come up here, but she's not wanting to. All right, here we go. Here's the stray cat that I saved. Do you want to say anything? No? You don't want to say anything? Okay, fine. Don't say anything. Yeah. So appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll try to do these more often. I'm sorry that I don't. But it's, I don't know. I feel like sometimes these are like a little bit too much about me, and I'm uncomfortable with that, just to be honest. Not for like, I'm uncomfortable sharing. I just feel like it's cameras at me, I'm talking. I feel like it's all egocentric and very much like narcissistic kind of in a way, and I hate that. I have an issue with content creation in general, because it's like, look at me. Look at what I did. And I don't relate to that at all anymore. I want to be of service to others. If I could do this without showing my face and like showing something else that was helpful, I would 100% do that. So heading out now, just wanted to let you know I really enjoyed this. Hell yeah, Travis. Thank you, man. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Peggy, good to see you in here. Hope you're doing good. Hope life is treating you good. That book again is called Inner Work: Using Dreams and Imagination for Personal Growth. Yeah, Hope everybody has a great Sunday, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.